Morning, boys. Today is October 3rd, Tuesday. Let's see if I can read that. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna make this video for you boys because you guys need, it's gonna be hard. This is how I was able to pass the time when I was little. These kids, they kept playing it on the radio, and it was like the teeny bop, something, Tiger Beat shit. I was really never into that kind of type of stuff because my sisters were into it, Nanny Michelle. Before them, there were New Kids on the Block. So I was already like with Tiffany, and I think it was like the Tiffany War, and Janet Jackson. It was like that kind of era, and it seemed like to me Michael Jackson had the era before that, but he kind of brought in a lot of mixtures. Like to me, I felt like Janet Jackson was one to empower women a lot more, like Dancing Wives with Paula Abdul, and like I felt like that. It was coming to be like more of a like something was clicking to me at that time, what was happening. Like read between the lines kind of type thing. Anyways, I don't know if I can. There's this song. Paulina is the one that liked this song, and Paulina she liked these kids, so she also liked Britney Spears, and Britney Spears was the one that around that time, that's when she became big. And the first time I saw Britney Spears was she had it was in the girls' locker room during it was before PE. She had a book, and that was the first time I saw Britney Spears, was in the magazine. And then later on I go home, and then I see the music video for it. It was like they had like a special thing going on, and we just got around that time cable, and I always begged my mom, like, can we get cable, like everyone's talking about this stuff and I don't know what they're talking about. And around this time they were using a lot of girls like Christina Aguilera and it kept nagging at me, like, she looks familiar. And then you realize they're the same people from the Mickey Mouse Club. Like, oh, okay, so they were guaranteed success. Like, this is their comeback. That's what I was thinking. But then my aunts kept, they kept telling me there's something more to it. How much did they want? They want none of it. Because what my auntie told me before, when they were in Mickey Mouse Club, that none of those kids were happy. They were forced to do it. Those aren't real smiles. Look at their eyes. 555. So my babies, my boys, my offsprings. I know I was rambling back there. I lost a book because I lost the magic book, and I lost a lot of books actually in the car, like when it got towed. So I didn't know how to read when I was little. I really didn't know how to read. It was very difficult because I'd get things mixed up backwards, or the word like open. I'm looking at open, and it will not be open. The word will not be there. It will be a totally different word, or the opposite word. Or I won't see the O, and it'll just be a pin. And I'm like, what is it? Like, there's a lot of hidden things to it, too, because you can't really read into words. But if you do shapes and numbers, now you're really getting somewhere, because those are, you can do multiple things with that. Like, so you're like, well, if I could do that, then I can do that with words. So language to me is talking and speaking is that's another language. You have to also do like presentations, your looks, your like how you present yourself. When you close your eyes, how are you going to come in the room when your eyes are closed? Like, you need to be presenting yourself. How are you going to make yourself known? So to me, when I wear bells, I'm making my presence known more ways than one. Like, I'm coming, like, whoever you know, whoever you are, that's where I get mixed up. Like, trying to think about and then talk about it is very hard, and then trying to imagine my head, like, all right, if you were here, I can fucking show you that they're dead people that are still here, that are trying to have me help them. I don't know anybody. I ghosted everybody, because if they cared, then they would say, hey, where are you at, that's what my grandmother told me. And I know no one was there for me in the beginning, because they lied. They made up rumors. You don't make up rumors. If you care for someone, you would have been already there for them. So the moment I ghost, the moment I realized I took my power back. What else? Knowing that I'm ghosting them for a reason, and asking their ancestors and asking their spirit guides, like, tell me more what they were doing, tell me more. So I would get more information, and then numbers would pop up, synchronicities would pop up, and I can place that person into the right spots where they belong. So 2004, anything that's involving 2004, all goes in Westminster High School. All goes into that shit. So everything in 2004. Yeah, so the moment I moved to Westminster, that's when the moment I'm going to connect 2004. What else? I mean, prison needs to change. Regardless, prison needs to change. We need to start listening to why this is happening. This shouldn't be happening. There's a sacrifice going on where these adults, like my mom, she needs to take responsibility for what she did, and she's not. She's my dad's like, if this is not, like, he knows, like, he understands me, but he's telling me, like, if you don't see what's going on, then I don't know what you can do to get yourself out. Like, only you can. God damn it. I see it, Dad, and my dad's like, I see you too now, and that's amazing. My mom works at the gas station, the biggest gaslighter I know, and her family made her that way. Who got the matches? And then there's just like a joke, like get out when the match is silly. You're the thunderbolt, you're the power, you can do it yourself, just like continuous combustion, just like oh my god, my boys. Papa used to say he'd get blisters on his hands all of a sudden from the stress. I'm like, oh, it's happening, I feel it, because he would know when it was coming on, and he would just watch it appear. Wow, he was just fascinating, just looking at his body and just like, I'm just disintegrating. That's what he was looking at. Every time he sat down on that freaking couch, that recliner, he would just look at his hands and just like, just imagine himself in the Back to the Future of his just body just disintegrating, just to be right before his eyes. And that's exactly what was fucking happening to him. And he was just taking it all in. At first, he was freaking out. I saw that and I felt that, and we all felt that because he was beating the fuck out of us. He got rid of the family car, the family van, and got him a Corvette. So my mom was so pissed, like, how are we going to take the kids, and how we, you know. And that's when I knew that my Uncle George was like telling him shit. And then he ends up selling the old crappy, George got a crappy ass van and sold it to my dad. That van, we called it a pedophile van. Because it was just so like, we went from a really nice van to now like this van that was so embarrassing, that just like an eyesore. It just made that van just so uncomfortable. But then we were able to get the most out of it. License plate say 555 BAMZ555. BAM 555. How do you know? That's so cool. So I could take a picture if I wanted to, but you could have been here, you should have been here. And for my boys, I'm sorry, but I mean, it's just people's privacy. Come on. Like, I don't know. Just don't feel comfortable taking pictures like that. There's no God. And for these like the popes that have been doing this magic stuff, when will that justice happen? Because I'm hearing like my dad telling me, my grandma is telling me, the fucking moon is telling me. Oh my goodness, like there's children that have been missing their bones. They're calling back their home. Mother Nature is calling for them to come home, and it's like a magnet. So they're coming back home, and as they're coming back home, Mother Nature is finally giving them the final, like, sending off. What babies are those? What babies are those that are walking around that have been, you know, can't those children, that ones that have been reincarnated, can't they have some kind of closure for themselves so they won't be haunted by their own past lives, so they can be free and have, like, that's your own best guardian angel right there, is helping out your guides, help you. So as I'm helping other people out, I'm no longer with certain people, but their guides are still with me here because of that team that they had before me. So I'm just drinking tea, listening to their dead conversation that they had a while ago, trying to figure out what this is going on, because the Westminster is involved with Scientology. How I found that out is with Matt Aguilar's death. In my offsprings, every time when I brought up Matt Aguilar, your dad would get pissed, would get raging mad. I'm like, dude, he's just telling me, like, he wants you to be good, so whatever you're doing, don't do it. And your dad would get pissed at me. I'm like, I'm really am talking to somebody. And I go, your arm hurting you? Like something hurting you? It's like, no. I'm like, well, your grandma's telling me something, you know. So his ears would get burning red. I'll wash them, like, with water. He put cold water. You'll see his ears really red. The outside red. He'll sweat. He'll stutter. He'll lie. He'll make up things out of the blue. Real old things. He cannot name a friend. He cannot remember me. Your dad is not allowed to remember me. And if he does remember me, then there's going to be a problem. I told your dad this over and over again. Witches are real. Healing is real. My family is real. And yeah. This was painful. Like, okay, like, Dad, like, I told my dad, like, Dad, I don't want another person. You know this is fucking difficult. He goes, yeah, I know that divorce is difficult, but you do need somebody, like, just to have fun with. I'm like, Dad, but I don't want you to be. And he goes, trust me, I don't like this as much as you do, but if the fucker's gonna fuck around with you, he's just gonna know that I'm gonna be right there fucking with him too, calling him out. And you're gonna be the one that's gonna be grossed out about it, because it's gonna remind you of my dad. It's gonna remind you of me, so that's and with Lauren Tapia, like, I didn't really have a father figure to look up to, kind of type thing, so my grandpa was the next best thing. I'm not sure if my grandpa was bi or gay. Both. And I'm pretty sure my aunt and my grandma felt. She was stuck in her own bullshit too. Neglect, abuse. So it's just disgusting. I found her death certificate, my Grammy's death certificate. Carol Jean Burt. And then that side of the family was also related to the Knights, to the last name. And Evans, the Norwegian part. The Vikings, that's where my mom's side is. Welsh. Wisconsin. That's the area that in Louisiana. No, not Louisiana. Colorado, Montana. That's where I will associate the Vikings from. Then my dad's side is the Spain, Mexico, the sea, and space. And Turtle Island. Which both of them have owls. So when the owl came to me, the name came to me with both sides of the family. And then for the cat, I just chose the cat. I think I don't know. I just like the cat. Cat dog. And he was sitting on the other side of it, and I was buying a pair of shoes, and I turned around, I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him anywhere. I can't dream like over to a corner, and he's reading a shoebox. There'll be certain days will have months where I can't dream at all. We couldn't see him, and we went running out into City Walk, frantically asking everyone. Those are the times where I just have to. I have to look back and it was just this frantic, your heart's in your throat. Honestly. Panic. So we go running back into the Skechers store, looking everywhere. I would ask them, the more I'm up, the more I could do things. So I know when I can't sleep, my dad said that. Look into it, like a Star Trek video or Star Trek movie about that. He said it's something that's similar to what you were going through. So look at the series and look at the numbers, and then when I do pass away and you feel that sense of, it's going to be stronger. I feel like it's going to be stronger because I'm trying to teach you boys. And I was really like there for you boys like that. I'm trying to get to you before these other people come to me. Because when these other people are coming to me, it's just going to hurt me more when I see you boys. I don't want to deal with anybody because they are stopping me from seeing you boys. They really forget about your kids. Like, you need to move on. They're gonna find you. They're gonna want to see you. If they love you, they would come see you already. So apparently, like, just get your act together and get your job. Like, it doesn't work that way because I wasn't heard. So even if I get a job, you're just telling me I won't get hurt. Like, no, you don't understand that these people from the city and these teachers, they should be behind me. They should be standing up for these kids. They're not going to do that because money is everything to them. So if you take your kids out of school, you'll see who's the real monster. They're going to be starving. These teachers, these school districts are going to be starving. They're going to be threatening you with fines or prison time because you're not taking your kids to school. Bullshit. You're parents. You are a parent. You need to take responsibility for your kids. You are your own. Like, you taught your kids how to pee shit. Like, in a fucking toilet, walk, eat. You have to teach your kids how to eat. That's the fucking important shit. Chew, how to swallow, like, correctly. Don't shove everything in your fucking mouth. Slow down. As a mom, one at a time. Watch your kid eat. All my kids had problem eating. It was fucking stress. Like, Anthony, slow down. Like, it's okay. There's enough food. He was always like that. Since he was born with the bottle, he was always like, the bottle was no... That's what I think what pissed me off. Having a preemie like that in the hospital, just... It was difficult. I was a month early, and I was thinking that, like, reading the books, like, okay, when you have the baby, your milk's going to come in right away, or it's going to come in, like, you'll know. It didn't come in until after, like, a month. Right after a month. Like, fully, like... And the bottle, like, them giving you a bottle right away, it was like, is that normal? Is that what I'm supposed to do? And then them forcing, like I said, I wanted to breastfeed, but it was like, you gave the baby a bottle right after birth, like right after the baby is born, you give the baby a bottle. Then I'm trying to breastfeed and he doesn't want to take. I'm stressing out, and then now the baby's hungry and they won't give him a bottle because he needs to take my breast. Like, understanding that moment, it took me when I was pregnant with Desi to realize what was happening to me at that time. They gave the baby a bottle. They gave Anthony a bottle too early. Because it was fast, right away. He got the milk right away. And then I was learning about the teeth. Sugar, like why did Native Americans have, like, really good teeth? And I always asked my dad, like, did you get braces? Because I know, like, a lot of the Mexican kids, like, either had braces or no teeth at all. Like, they were all black. Or, like, shiny. So then I learned, like, sugar makes your gums, it does fuck up your teeth a lot. And they're blaming it on, like, the thumb sucking or finger sucking. And with my sister, she would always suck her thumb. And mine always with the two fingers with my brother too. And they're also saying that that is a form of stress. And with Desi, he did the same thing, but it was upside down with his fingers. Same fingers that I sucked when I was little, but it was upside down. In the ultrasound, one of the ultrasounds had him doing that. In the ultrasound of him sucking his fingers doing that. And then, like, slowly it started. No, Colin. It's Colin. I don't know why I said this. Let me see this blanket. Snoopy. Alright, the magic book. So when you go watch the YouTubes, or even pictures, I have pictures too online. If you see the books, I did have messages in them for you, but I thought you would see them, but no. But anyways, it's still, you should read them. You should still read the book, because I'm in the book. I don't know how to take it how you want it, I guess. I'm referencing the book, or I'll be reading the book when you read the book, I'll be reading the book with you. Even though I'm not there, I'll be reading the book with you. Hope that makes sense. And 48, the number 48 will be grandma. Always be grandma. Organs to recycle. I'm just reading Native American civilization. So my boys, just, I want justice. And these people, these dirty politicians, and these dirty teachers, these dirty city leaders, they can't run away anymore, because it's just like, it's been going on for too long. Who's going to take responsibility? At times I've been sitting back too long. They keep telling me undercover boss. That's like the undercover boss. Some of your friends been on that show. Yeah, it's all Hollywood stuff. It's like, did he know? Someone had to know, because this is just such a funny joke to me. I miss you, boys. And my dad is my papa, my dad, Donald William Corman Jr. And I always liked the name Junior. So I'm like, oh, I could get it. If I had a girl, I would want a Junior, you know? I just thought that was neat. So, like, your dad was Lauren. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, it's fair. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like your dad was good at all that shit. He always got picked on, and people would, like, wouldn't take him seriously and be like, what the fuck? I'd get pissed at that. They even canceled when I was pregnant with Colin, they canceled my Medi-Cal and gave it to your dad, Lauren. Because he was pregnant, supposedly. And I was not. So I had to fix that shit. Then he had to fix the, when he went to school, because they did not accept gay marriages. And Lauren's like, no, I'm not gay. You know, like, it was a big mess because of that name. Because people didn't want to read the mail, or they just didn't. They just was reading the name. And then it would make it worse, because, yeah, anyways. But then there was another guy in high school, his name was Ashley. And then there was another guy, like, I remember in a band, my mom, there was a guy named Ashley. So I'm like, oh, cool, you know, Ashley. To me, I thought that was a pretty name too for a guy. I didn't think Desi was a girl's name. To me, I thought Desi was a boy's name. Desi, you're the only one that was named after a celebrity that had many, many meanings. And your song came on too. So, what Desi? You're still my special twin. I don't have any family. I'm alone, my Desi. And everyone's calling me lazy. So what our ancestors are doing, what the kids are doing, they're waking it's like they're waking me up. We're like, you gotta go, it's time to go. So they're like, you gotta wake up everybody else to tell them you're going to go, so they can watch you go and leave. Dancing, like a dance ritual, your life of dance. You're dancing in life. So damn, I don't know what you look like. But I miss my faces. I miss how they look. 3 years is a long time. How can someone do this? Teachers, doctors, lawyers, friends, family can take you away from, can make you disappear if they don't like you. Look at what they're doing to Britney Spears, and how many times has she had to pull herself out of that? Before her, how many others? How many girls, how many celebrities have been in the streets or still in the streets right now? How many athletes? How many star high school athletes got injured? How many people of war got injured and weren't the same like they were? Our ancestors are like, you should have been traveling. I'm in a plane with AC while your ancestors were like in a fucking desert or ice age or whatever the fuck may be. But goddamn, like the 7 wonders are going away. Nothing lasts forever. Remember, boys, we would, when I would drop you off at school, we would listen to the radio, and that would set the mood. We listened to Kevin and Bean, K-Rock, morning show. We also listened to Coast. And for my dad, what he did, we would listen to Kiss FM in the morning because she was on. Ellen was on. Kiss FM with Rick Dees. From him, I think the teenagers benefit a lot. Like, I just thought it was neat when he was on the radio. Like, a lot of people would listen, or stuff would happen. Like the community, like I saw like a lot of free gas happening, and I don't know. It was just. It's funny because now gas is so expensive now. Like, that was still a thing back then. It was always gas. It was always something. People are so brainwashed, we never needed gas. I was working at Sam's Club. It was hard because, I mean, I was working at Walmart and it was so hard because they would throw away so much food. And pet food. Like, it made me cry. It really did. Going back home, it made me cry right there, and it made me cry when I went home. Like, what the fuck did I just see? Like, oh my god, I'm working and I'm doing this. Like, that's karma for me. How am I gonna take that fucking karma? Just watching that and not saying anything. I did get yelled at when I called the manager out for being a narcissist to us, or being rude to us, or what did I say? I called him out in front of the team meeting, like morning meetings, or when you have the meetings and stuff. So I called him out. He got pissed, and it was true though. Got called up in the office. I was perfectly fine, and I just started crying because I'm like, fuck. Like, it wasn't about that. It was just like, he was trying to make me cry. Like, the narcissist that he was really trying to make me cry. And I'm like, I needed to let it out, but I'm like, I'm watching him kill himself. And I'm like, Sam Walton does not like you. Sam Walton does not like how you're treating his employees. He's telling me he keeps saying his employees still. Like, it was a blessing to see some of his employees still like, yeah, like, he wanted this, he wanted that. I'm not gonna do that. That's not what it wanted. That's not what he said. And they are listening to what he's saying, and I'm seeing that it's working in their benefit. Like, the store runs smoothly. Customers, they get the right thing because the customer, they know their shit, and the customer gets where they gotta go because the customer knows their shit, or the worker knows their shit. The employee knows what they're doing because they're listening to what the store was meant for. And when he came to Westminster, before he came to Westminster, and when we went to Anaheim,